Is there something in life that you are struggling with creating for yourself? There are so many things we can create, and sometimes certain things can be a little challenging. So this video is the first out of a series that is going to talk about how to create. We're going to make it really simple, break it down. When you have seen this series, then you know exactly how to create whatever you want. If it should be a better income, a so good income that you can save a little every month, a nice place to live, a nice car, friends, or good relationships, a good relationship with yourself, great power, unlocks, clarity, whatever it is that you want, you will be able to create when you have seen this series. And in this first episode, we're going to just make it really simple. And that is what we're going to do in the rest of these videos also. I really want you to see how simple it is. And we're going to use the simplest technique, but we're going to have to talk a little bit about how things will work in the background, in the subconscious, in your focus, in your ability to not give in to shadows or beliefs or ideas, but rather just stick to the technique that we're going to talk about now. The technique is very simple, but before you start using the technique, you need to know what you want. That is number one. And sometimes you might have certain things coming in the way of you being able to even recognize what it is that you want. You might feel that you don't deserve it, the thing that you want. And it doesn't need to be some severe, very dramatic sensation of not deserving it. It can be kind of quiet. You might need to listen very closely to what's going on in your mind as you recognize what it is that you want. But maybe you should take a little minute for yourself now to just think about what it is that you want. And there might be many things, but I want you to focus on the thing that maybe is the most bothersome for you in life. Is it your finances? Is it loneliness? Is it an ability to gain clarity or to be on a high frequency, to be happy? What type of problem do you have? And you might have three, maybe, that is really the things that you should be dealing with from now on. But amongst those three, you will have one that is probably weighing on you the most. What is that? Become aware of it. You might have found it by now. And you might recognize that this is something that you want to change. You want to create for yourself a certain type of situation within that area of life. And right now we're going to talk about how to do it. Because you have found it, you know what you want, and you are ready. Now it is time to recognize what this life experience looks like. You might have to meditate on it. You might have to take a little time for yourself to understand what it is that you are going to visualize. And when I say visualize, I mean you're going to find a picture, an idea. It could be an energy or a literal picture. It could be an understanding of what it feels like to experience this thing in life. You're just going to find a picture. And then you're going to keep looking at it. You're not going to do any shadow work. You're going to learn to focus, to really focus, to not give in to any of the beliefs or shadows, ideas that might pop up as you visualize this thing. You're going to have to focus. And when you do this, everything that needs to be taken care of in the background, dealing with the shadows, stepping into the subconscious, it will all happen in the background. It really will. And you need to know that. If you don't know that, then you might start visualizing, and then you get distracted by the beliefs and the doubts, the contradicting subconscious that you might have, and then you kind of screw up the whole manifestation. You are going to know what you want, you're going to know what that looks like, and you're going to simply just visualize it. Spend time visualizing it, and when you have become good at seeing this thing, when you have become good at focusing, not giving in to other beliefs and ideas, then you might experience it sooner than you think. It might be a lot sooner than you think. It really is just about being able to see it, and you might experience it sooner than you think. A good tip that is somewhat essential in this visualization of yours is to visualize yourself in the situation that you want and that you are happy. That you're happy in the situation that you want. It could be with your income, you're earning money and you're happy and you see it, or you're moving, finding another place to live, or even that you enjoy living in the place that you already live. Anything that you could ever create or change, you would benefit from seeing yourself happy in that situation, and really pay attention to whether or not you're able to see it clearly. I suggest you watch this video again. It was actually very good. You have it right there. If you have any questions about how the subconscious will take this in, or other questions, they will probably be answered in the next videos. But for now, you know what to do. You're going to figure out what you want. What is it that you actually want? Then you are going to figure out what that looks like, and then you're going to look at it. You're going to spend quite a little bit of time looking at it. You might want to do that 4 times throughout a day, and just lay down for 2 minutes and look at it. If you can spend more time with it, then do that. Also, I want to mention to not overwhelm yourself. Don't try to make significant big changes in 20 areas of life at the same time. Also, you might be a little too challenged if you try to create something too big right away. There might be steps to it, at least if you want to make it easier for yourself. It's a lot more easy to create an income that covers your needs than to create something that is way, way, way bigger. I'm going to mention another thing that is going to make this a lot simpler for you. This vision that you have, this image that you have created, it contains everything that you need. You might believe that it could be wise to see this picture from every single angle, to see all sorts of different pictures, but that's really not the case. I want you to pick one picture and stick to it, and that is the picture that you keep visualizing again and again. If it is your income, then you see a sum. You don't need to convert that sum into all sorts of currencies. You don't need to see yourself having the money, spending the money, enjoying the money, withdrawing them. Just keep it to one thing. If you can get that income, then of course you know that on some level you're going to have to spend it, probably. You're going to withdraw it, you're going to convert it. So I'm just saying, for you to make it easy for you to create your subconscious, you don't want to confuse it. You want one picture, and that is the picture that you go back to every single time that you are creating your subconscious. You find one picture and you look at it a lot. Focus. If you have benefited from this video, kindly consider becoming a supporter. Abundance, health and prosperity to you, and thank you all for your support.